Make sure you are somewhere safe and comfortable. Do not listen to this while driving, operating machinery, or during any activity that requires your full attention. Tonight is only for rest. And if these sessions help you relax and sleep more peacefully, consider subscribing to QuiteMind Sleep, so these sessions can continue reaching others who need rest too. Allow everything else to slowly fade into the background. Tonight, there is nowhere else you need to be. Nothing more to solve. Nothing more to prepare for. The day can remain where it is now, somewhere behind you, growing quieter and softer with each passing moment. And for now, your only task is to rest here comfortably, exactly as you are. You may begin to notice the surface beneath you. The quiet support of the bed holding your body without effort. The gentle weight of blankets. The temperature of the air around your skin. There is nothing you need to change. Nothing you need to improve. Your body can simply rest. And as you settle here, you may notice your breathing already moving in its own natural rhythm. No need to control the breath. No need to breathe deeply or perfectly. The steady movement of air entering and leaving. Perhaps the inhale feels slightly cooler. Perhaps the exhale feels a little warmer. And while the mind may still be active for now, that is perfectly all right. Thoughts do not need to disappear. The mind does not need to become empty. You are only allowing yourself to rest beside those thoughts, without chasing them, without fixing them. Like distant sounds outside a window, thoughts can continue drifting by while you remain here, safe and still. And with each slow breath, your attention can gently return to the feeling of resting. The body knows how to soften when it is given time. You may begin to notice tiny places where tension has been quietly held throughout the day. Perhaps around the forehead. Areas that have been working hard for many hours, even without you realizing it. And now, they no longer need to hold so tightly. You may notice the muscles around the eyes beginning to loosen. The small muscles of the face softening. The jaw unclenching just slightly. As though the entire face can rest into stillness. And perhaps the shoulders can sink a little deeper into the bed. There is nothing you need to carry right now. No conversations to replay. No decisions to make. No problems requiring answers in this moment. Those things belong to another time. For now, your body can simply exist here in the quiet. And as your breathing continues naturally, you may notice the space between thoughts becoming a little wider. Not because you are trying to stop thinking, but because the mind often slows when it realizes there is nothing left to do tonight. The mind can grow tired of holding on. And sometimes, when the room is quiet enough, and the body is still enough, thoughts begin to drift further apart on their own. You might notice one thought appearing, then fading. Another arriving softly, then moving away again. No need to follow them. Like clouds moving slowly across a dark sky, they can continue drifting without effort from you. And underneath all of those thoughts, there is something quieter still. A steady calm that has always been there beneath the noise of the day. Not a dramatic calm. Just a quiet background stillness, waiting patiently beneath everything else. And you do not need to force yourself into that calm. You may simply begin noticing moments of it here and there. Tiny moments of quiet. And each time you notice one, the body can rest a little more deeply. The hands may begin to feel heavier. The arms more settled. The legs softer against the bed. Even the muscles that usually stay alert can begin standing down for the night. Because right now, there is nowhere you need to go. Nothing expected from you. You do not need to perform rest correctly. You do not need to make sleep happen. You are only allowing yourself to be here, breathing slowly, resting quietly. And if the mind wanders again, that is all right too. Sometimes thoughts become louder in the darkness because the world around you has finally become quiet enough to hear them. But thoughts are not emergencies. They are only movements of the mind. And tonight, you do not need to solve every thought that appears. You may simply notice them and let them pass in their own time, like leaves floating down a slow river at night. No need to reach for them. The river continues moving on its own. And as the mind becomes less interested in holding every thought, the body often responds by softening further. You may notice a pleasant heaviness beginning to spread through the body now. The night continuing calmly around you. And somewhere in the distance of your awareness, the day itself is beginning to feel further away, all gradually losing intensity, as though the mind no longer needs to hold the full weight of the day. You have already done enough for today. Now the body can rest. And perhaps you can imagine the darkness around you not as empty, but comforting. Quiet shelter from movement and expectation. The night asking nothing from you at all. Only time passing slowly and quietly. And as you continue resting, you may notice the breathing becoming slightly slower now without effort. The exhale lengthening naturally. The body understanding that it is safe enough to loosen its grip. Safe enough to stop bracing. Sometimes anxiety asks the body to remain alert, even when the day is over, as though staying tense might somehow prevent uncertainty. But tonight, your body does not need to stay prepared for everything, even if only for this moment. Even if only one small part of you softens tonight, that is already enough. Because rest does not arrive all at once. It often arrives gradually, one softened breath at a time, one unclenched muscle at a time, one moment of letting go, followed by another. And while the mind continues slowing in its own way, you may begin noticing the silence between breaths. Tiny spaces of stillness. Gentle pauses where nothing needs your attention. You are not required to fill those spaces with thought. You may simply rest inside them. And as the night continues around you, the body can become heavier still. The mattress supporting every part of you completely. No effort needed to hold yourself up anymore. You may notice how comforting it feels to stop carrying tension for a little while. Just allowing the night to unfold slowly around you. And even if thoughts return from time to time, you do not need to push them away. You can let them pass through the background while your attention gently returns to the steady rhythm of breathing. The body resting more deeply now. The mind gradually becoming less busy. And somewhere beneath all of it, a growing sense that nothing needs to happen immediately. Nothing needs to be figured out tonight. For now, this moment is enough. This breath is enough. And your body can simply continue resting here, quietly supported by the calm darkness around you. And as this quiet stillness continues to settle around you, you may begin to notice how little effort is needed now. The body already knows what to do from here. Breathing happening softly on its own. The chest rising gently. Each breath arriving a little slower than before. Not forced into slowness, only naturally unhurried. As though the night itself is slowing everything down around you. And the more the body settles, the less important thoughts may begin to feel. Not because every thought has disappeared, but because the mind no longer needs to grip each one so tightly. Some thoughts may still drift through for a moment, small fragments of the day, brief memories, unfinished ideas, and then they continue on. Nothing demanding resolution tonight. You may begin noticing that thoughts are becoming softer at the edges now, like words written in water slowly dissolving. And between those thoughts, more silence begins to appear. The kind of stillness that arrives late at night when everything around you has already settled into rest. And your body can continue following that same quiet rhythm. You may notice how the arms seem to rest more deeply than before, the hands completely still. The legs quiet and heavy beneath the blankets. Even the smallest muscles beginning to let go of unnecessary effort. As though the body is gradually becoming less interested in movement. Less interested in holding tension. More interested in simply resting here in the darkness. And there is something comforting about allowing that heaviness. Like sinking gently into warm water, or resting safely beneath a thick, soft blanket during heavy rain outside. Protected from the noise of the world for a little while. And perhaps now, even sounds around you begin feeling more distant. Nothing needing your attention. Everything becoming part of the background. The mind no longer reaching outward quite so often. Instead, awareness slowly turning inward toward stillness itself. Toward the slow rhythm of breathing. Toward the quiet weight of the body resting. Toward the calm darkness surrounding you. And as awareness becomes softer, time itself may begin to feel different now. Moments blending gently together without needing to be counted. No need to know how long you have been resting. No need to track anything. The night can simply continue unfolding around you at its own pace. And if another anxious thought appears for a moment, you may notice how much less power it has when you do not immediately follow it. Thoughts often grow stronger when the mind struggles against them or tries to force them away. But tonight, nothing needs to be pushed away. Thoughts can come and go quietly like passing shadows, and the body can remain resting peacefully beneath them. You may even begin noticing how distant some thoughts become before they fully disappear. A thought beginning somewhere far away, drifting briefly through awareness, then fading before it ever fully forms. The mind gradually losing interest in holding long chains of thinking. And in their place, there may be more sensation than thought now. The feeling of warmth beneath blankets. The softness beneath your head. The gentle rhythm of breathing moving through the body. And somewhere within that growing stillness, the nervous system can begin understanding that this moment is safe. There is nothing chasing you here. Nothing expected from you here. No urgency hidden in the silence. Only the slow movement of breath continuing softly through the night. And the body may continue responding to that safety by becoming even heavier now. The shoulders sinking further. The hips loosening into the mattress. The feet resting completely without effort. It may feel as though gravity itself has become softer, warmer, more comforting, holding you gently in place so the body no longer needs to hold itself up at all. And with every passing moment, the distance between you and the day continues growing wider. The daytime mind, with all its planning and analyzing, becoming less active now, as though it too is growing tired. The part of the mind that constantly watches for problems, constantly prepares, constantly replays, beginning to quiet little by little, only becoming less busy, because even the anxious mind eventually grows tired of carrying so much. And tonight, it does not need to carry everything alone. It can loosen its grip for a while. Even uncertainty can rest for the night. And perhaps now you may notice the breath slowing further on its own. The exhale extending softly into silence. Then, another easy inhale, arriving naturally. Only the body continuing its quiet rhythm beneath you. And as breathing slows, thoughts may begin drifting further apart again. One thought arriving slowly, then dissolving before another fully appears, leaving small empty spaces in between. Spaces where there is nothing to solve, nothing to prepare for. And the mind may begin resting inside those empty spaces more comfortably now, not needing to fill every moment with thinking, not needing constant mental movement, just resting quietly beside the sound of your own breathing. And perhaps the darkness behind closed eyes begins to feel softer too, more like a calm open space where the mind no longer needs to stay so active. A place where thoughts can drift farther away without being followed. Like lanterns floating slowly across distant water at night, becoming smaller, dimmer, quieter, until only stillness remains around them. And underneath that stillness, a growing sense of calm stability. A quiet feeling that everything can wait until another day. The night does not ask you to figure out your future. It does not ask you to explain yourself. It does not ask you to stay mentally alert. The night simply allows things to pause. And you may begin allowing yourself to pause too. Just for this quiet moment. The body resting deeply. The breathing slow and steady. The mind gradually drifting further from the noise of the day. And if the mind briefly becomes active again, that is all right. There is no perfect way to rest. No perfect way to quiet the mind. Even restless thoughts can slowly fade when they are no longer fed with attention. And tonight, you do not need to give every thought your energy. You can let some thoughts remain unfinished. Let some questions remain unanswered until morning. The mind does not need to solve life in the middle of the night. It can simply become quieter little by little. And as that quiet continues spreading, the body may feel almost weightless in certain places and deeply heavy in others. A strange peaceful balance between sinking and floating. The edges of the body becoming less defined. The blankets warm and still around you. the night continuing calmly outside without asking anything from you. And now, awareness itself may begin to drift more slowly, like a boat moving across perfectly calm water in darkness. Only gentle movement through stillness. And the farther the mind drifts from active thinking, the more natural rest begins to feel. Only something slowly unfolding on its own. The body already understands how to rest. The mind already understands how to let go, little by little, when it no longer feels pressured to stay awake and alert. And so tonight, there is nothing you need to manage anymore. Nothing you need to hold together. Nothing you need to prepare for in this moment. Only this slow breathing, and your body continuing to rest more deeply with every soft passing breath. And now, there may be less and less to notice. The body already quiet. Breathing already slow. Awareness drifting gently between moments without needing to stay focused for very long. And thoughts, perhaps no longer arriving in full sentences now. Small pieces appearing briefly, then dissolving before they fully settle. As though the mind is slowly losing interest in holding things together. No need to follow where thoughts begin. No need to notice where they end. They can drift softly through the background, fainter now. And between those drifting fragments, more space. Long, soft stretches of stillness where nothing asks for attention. Nothing asks to be solved. The night becoming quieter around you and within you. And the body can continue resting deeper inside that quiet. The heaviness beneath you now may feel very natural, as though the bed has completely accepted the weight of the body. The muscles no longer needing to prepare for movement. Even awareness itself slowing. And perhaps now there are moments when the sound of these words drifts further away for a little while. Moments where the mind simply floats, then slowly returns again. Only to drift once more. There is no need to stay closely attentive. No need to listen carefully. The mind can wander softly, as far as it wishes. And while awareness drifts, the breathing continues quietly on its own. Gentle enough now that each breath may seem to fade into the next. The pauses between breaths soft and comfortable. Nothing missing in those pauses. And perhaps the darkness behind closed eyes now feels wide and distant, soft and endless. A quiet place where thoughts become slower and slower, until they are barely more than impressions moving through silence. Sometimes a thought may begin to form, then disappear halfway through. Like a dream already fading before morning arrives. And there can be something deeply calming about not needing to complete every thought. Not needing to keep every mental thread connected. The anxious mind often tries to hold everything at once. Every possibility, every memory, every unfinished piece of the day. But now, those pieces can drift apart. Nothing falling out of place. Nothing needing to stay organized tonight. The mind can loosen. Like hands slowly opening after holding tension for too long. And underneath that loosening, there may be a growing sense of distance from the noise of thinking itself. As though thoughts are happening somewhere very far away now. And in that distance, there is more room for stillness. More room for rest. The body so deeply settled now that it may feel difficult to tell where one part ends and another begins. The blankets warm around you, the room quiet and unmoving, everything blending softly together, and time continuing to fade into the background. No awareness of minutes passing. No reason to measure anything. Only this drifting experience of resting deeper and deeper into quiet. And perhaps there are moments now where thoughts disappear completely for a little while. Only absent for a moment. A brief empty softness. Then maybe another drifting thought returns, slow and unclear, before fading again. The mind no longer moving in straight lines, no longer trying to stay sharp, only floating gently between fragments and silence. And you may notice how safe that feels now. To stop mentally reaching for things. Nothing needed from you here. Nothing expected from you inside this quiet darkness. Even uncertainty becoming softer now. As though the mind is finally realizing it does not need to stay awake, protecting you from every possible tomorrow. The night holds no demands. Only the slow, quiet rhythm of rest continuing beneath these words. And the farther awareness drifts, the less important words themselves may become. You may hear them clearly for a moment, then only partially, then perhaps not at all, while the mind continues floating quietly somewhere deeper. The meaning less important now than the softness of the sound. The spaces between sentences. More silence between thoughts. More silence between moments. And inside those spaces, the nervous system continuing to settle further. Nothing pulling you outward. Nothing asking you to become alert again. Only the gentle feeling of being held safely in stillness. And perhaps now the body feels almost suspended. Like resting somewhere between waking and dreaming. A calm place where thoughts no longer fully form before dissolving again. And if a thought briefly sharpens for a moment, it can soften again just as easily. Nothing to hold on to. Everything gradually fading back into quiet. The mind becoming less interested in effort. Less interested in analysis. Even memories becoming dimmer now, like old reflections disappearing into darkness. And awareness itself may continue narrowing gently, until there is only the feeling of breathing, the warmth beneath blankets, and long quiet spaces in between. Nothing else needing attention. Nothing else needing to stay active. The body resting completely. The mind drifting naturally. And perhaps now, even the idea of letting go no longer requires thought. Because it is already happening quietly on its own. The same way evening slowly becomes night, and night slowly deepens without needing permission. And you may drift through moments now where it becomes difficult to remember what you were just thinking about. A thought appearing, then vanishing before it can fully settle into awareness, leaving only stillness behind it. And then another quiet pause. The mind resting more comfortably inside those pauses each time they return. Nothing uncomfortable in the quiet. Nothing empty about it. Only rest spreading gently through every quiet layer of awareness. And somewhere far in the background, the anxious parts of the mind continuing to grow quieter too. Only becoming more distant as the night deepens. Like sounds fading far beyond the edge of hearing. And the more distant they become, the easier it is for awareness to drift freely without interruption. Untethered from the busy movement of the day, And perhaps now there are moments where you're not quite listening anymore, only resting near the sound of the voice, drifting in and out, floating gently between awareness and dreaming. The mind quiet enough now that thoughts barely leave a trace before disappearing. And in this deep quiet, nothing needs to happen next. Nothing needs to be completed. Only the continuing softness of the night surrounding you, and the steady feeling of rest carrying you gently further into stillness. And now, even drifting may begin to feel distant. The body resting so quietly now, so completely supported, that awareness no longer needs to stay connected to every sensation. Only the slow, gentle rhythm of breathing somewhere in the background. Easy, quiet, fading gently into stillness. And thoughts, perhaps no longer even forming clearly enough to follow. Only small, distant traces, appearing softly, then disappearing before they can become anything at all. Nothing needing to continue. Nothing needing to stay. The night holding everything quietly for you now. And there may be longer spaces now, where awareness drifts far away from words, far away from thinking, resting somewhere softer, somewhere quieter. Then perhaps returning briefly, only to drift again. Like floating slowly across calm, dark water, without direction, without effort, without needing to arrive anywhere. The breathing soft enough now that it may feel almost difficult to notice where one breath ends and another begins. Stillness flowing easily through them, and the body continuing to rest deeper beneath every slow passing moment. Nothing asking to move. Nothing asking to think. The mind no longer needing to gather thoughts together. No need to make sense of anything tonight. Thoughts can remain unfinished now, soft fragments dissolving into darkness. A word, then silence. Faint image, then drifting again. And perhaps now, even time feels very far away. No awareness of moments passing. Only the calm darkness surrounding you. Nervous system quiet now, settled deeply beneath thought, beneath effort, beneath attention itself. Nothing to prepare for. And somewhere within this quiet, the anxious parts of the mind continuing to soften on their own, growing more distant, more faded, like faint lights disappearing slowly into fog. The night asking nothing from you, only allowing you to rest inside it. And the farther awareness drifts, the lighter thinking becomes, until thoughts are barely more than tiny movements, passing softly through silence, without meaning, without urgency, without weight. And between those faint drifting movements, longer quiet spaces now, long soft empty spaces, the kind of stillness that asks for nothing at all. And perhaps awareness itself now comes and goes gently, moments of listening, then moments of floating somewhere deeper, somewhere quieter, where words fade into distance, and only softness remains. The body breathing quietly on its own. The mind loosening further with every slow fading moment. Nothing needing your attention now. Nothing needing to stay clear. Even these words can drift further away now, becoming softer, slower, less important. Like hearing a distant voice somewhere far beyond a dream. And the darkness behind closed eyes continuing to widen, calm and endless, holding every thought gently until it fades. Holding every feeling softly until it quiets. Only the slow, quiet feeling of letting go, more and more, without effort. And perhaps there are moments now where you no longer notice the spaces between thoughts, because there are only spaces. Only softness spreading slowly through awareness. The mind resting somewhere far from the noise of the day. And if a thought appears, it may already be fading before it fully arrives. Too distant to follow. Too soft to hold. Everything becoming quieter now. The room quiet around you. The blankets warm and still. The night deep and endless. And somewhere beneath all of it, steady calm continuing quietly on its own. No need to notice it closely. No need to think about it. Only resting near it. Drifting softly beside it. And awareness may continue fading gently now, in waves, coming closer for a moment, then moving farther away again, until even the sound of the voice becomes part of the background. Everything blending together now, without effort. The anxious mind no longer needing to stay awake and searching. No longer reaching for answers in the middle of the night. Only growing quieter and quieter as the night continues, holding everything gently in place. And perhaps now, there are longer stretches where nothing happens at all. Only drifting through softness. Only resting inside stillness. And the deeper the quiet becomes, the less reason there is to stay connected to anything else. The body already knows how to rest. The mind already knows how to drift. Only the continuing softness of darkness and the slow, gentle rhythm of breathing, fading quietly into silence, again and again and again, until even those rhythms begin dissolving softly into the distance, becoming quieter, slower, lighter, drifting farther now, farther, softly, quietly, still drifting, still floating, still resting. Inside the calm, dark quiet of the night, nothing to solve, nothing to carry, only softness, only stillness, only quiet and drifting gently. Slowly, farther and farther. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. The body can stay heavy. Everything can stay quiet. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. You're still here. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Just resting now. You're still here. Just resting now. You're still here. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. The body can stay heavy. Just resting now. There's nothing to manage. The body can stay heavy. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. You're still here. The body can stay heavy. You're still here. Still safe. Still safe. It's okay to let go. You're still here. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Just resting now. You're still here. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. You're still here. It's okay to let go. There's nothing to manage. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. You're still here. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. You're still here. Everything can stay quiet. Nothing needs your effort. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. You're still here. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. Everything can stay quiet. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. Still safe. Still safe. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. Still safe. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. You're still here. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. Just resting now. Just resting now. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. You're still here. Just resting now. still safe. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. Everything can stay quiet. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Nothing needs your effort. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. You're still here. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. You're still here. Just resting now. Everything can stay quiet. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. Everything can stay quiet. Nothing needs your effort. Still safe. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. It's okay to let go. The body can stay heavy. There's nothing to manage. It's okay to let go. Body can stay heavy. It's okay to let go. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. Just resting now. Still safe. Everything can stay quiet. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. Still safe. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. It's okay to let go. There's nothing to manage. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. You're still here. Everything can stay quiet. It's okay to let go. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. Still safe. Still safe. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. Everything can stay quiet. You're still here. Nothing needs your effort. The body can stay heavy. The body can stay heavy. Just resting now. Still safe. You're still here. Still safe. The body can stay heavy. Just resting now. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. It's okay to let go. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. It's okay to let go. Just resting now. You're still here. It's okay to let go. You're still here. Just resting now. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. Everything can stay quiet. It's okay to let go. There's nothing to manage. There's nothing to manage. Nothing needs your effort. Still safe. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. It's okay to let go. Body can stay heavy. There's nothing to manage. Everything can stay quiet. Body can stay heavy. Everything can stay quiet. still safe. You're still here. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. It's okay to let go. Still safe. There's nothing to manage. Still safe. Nothing needs your effort. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. Just resting now. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. Still safe. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. You're still here. Just resting now. You're still here. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. Still safe. Just resting now. Nothing needs your effort. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. Nothing needs your effort. Everything can stay quiet. It's okay to let go. Still safe. The body can stay heavy. There's nothing to manage. You're still here. You're still here. Just resting now. Everything can stay quiet. It's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. You're still here. It's okay to let go. Nothing needs your effort. Still safe. The body can stay heavy. There's nothing to manage. Everything can stay quiet. Just resting now. The body can stay heavy. Everything can stay quiet. There's nothing to manage. There's nothing to manage. Just resting now. Just resting now. You're still here. There's nothing to manage. Still safe.